Hi, and welcome to another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist. I am your host, Dennis Richkowski. Some of you recognize me as the co-owner of Flip Flops Donuts, and some of you know me as your broker of real estate who specializes in waterfront and water view properties along the Crystal Coast, especially on Bogue Banks and in my town of Emerald Isle, North Carolina. On this channel, you will find essential information from the inside scoops on buying and selling houses to how to live with the ocean, rivers, and sounds that define the Crystal Coast. Today's episode is all about driving on the beaches along the Crystal Coast. And whether you visit here occasionally or live here full-time, driving on the beach is a story that deserves telling. Before I begin, please subscribe to my video channel now or at the end of this episode. Driving on the Outer Banks is a long-standing tradition, and if you've always wanted to explore the North Carolina beaches in the comfort of your four-wheel drive vehicle, you'll find plenty of options on the Crystal Coast. The barrier islands that span from Portsmouth Island to Emerald Isle have more than 85 miles of shoreline where folks will find plenty of stretches of sand where they can hop in their four-wheel drive vehicles to cruise, explore, and discover the remote beach spots to call their own. That being said, here's a closer look at my three most favorite and popular beach driving destinations: Portsmouth Island, Core Banks, and Emerald Isle, along with some tips when it comes to off-road driving here on the Crystal Coast beaches. My first recommendation, Portsmouth Island, is located just south of Ocracoke Island. It delimits the northern and easternmost boundaries of the Crystal Coast. This remote destination is 13 miles long and is a haven for beachcombers, fishermen, bird watchers, history buffs, and any visitor who loves an isolated shoreline that is miles away from the rest of the world. Once a busy port along the North Carolina coast, Portsmouth Island is now deserted, with the last full-time residents leaving in early 1970s. Even so, it's still a very popular spot for four-wheel drive fans and visitors, with lots of room to roam. In fact, except for the seasonal restrictions during sea turtle nesting, virtually all of the beaches are open for four-wheel drive vehicle use. Moreover, multiple paths tucked behind the oceanfront dunes give visitors additional four-wheel drive options for cruising and exploring the island. The only way to access Portsmouth Island, however, is by privately owned and operated ferries. While ATV tours and day trips are available via Ocracoke Island, four-wheel drive fans will want to take the Morris Marina ferry out of the small town of Atlantic on the Crystal Coast mainland. This ferry company has two vessels that provide seasonal transportation to and from Portsmouth Island from roughly March until the weekend after Thanksgiving. Fares vary based on vehicle type, and visitors are encouraged to book well in advance. Because the marina's two ferries can only accommodate a handful of vehicles at a time, spots can fill up quickly. Core Banks, my second recommendation, is located in between Portsmouth Island and Shackleford Banks. Like its neighboring islands, Core Banks is undeveloped. Core Banks is famed as being the home of Cape Lookout Lighthouse. And like Portsmouth Island to the north, it is only accessible by boat or ferry, has limited facilities and amenities. And the majority of the island is open to beach driving, from the northernmost off-road vehicle ramp, 24, to the tip of Cape Lookout, ramp 44. As such, it's easy for visitors to explore the entire island from the comfort of a four-wheel drive truck or ATV, and to enjoy popular area activities including shelling, surf fishing, bird watching, climbing the lighthouse, and just marveling at the isolated shoreline. Like Portsmouth Island, visitors with a four-wheel drive truck or ATV will want to access Core Banks via one of two privately owned vehicular ferry services, either Davis Shore Ferry Service or Cape Lookout Cabins and Camps ferry service. Both are located in the Down East community of Davis, North Carolina. While reservations are not required, they are always recommended as both ferry operations are fairly small and both can fill up quickly in the summer months. Both ferries also are seasonal and may not operate in winter months. In contrast to Portsmouth Island and Cape Lookout, my third recommendation for beach driving, the town of Emerald Isle, is a hopping beach town in the summer months. In the off-season, however, it transforms into a quiet community, and off-roading enthusiasts are invited to bring along their four-wheel drive vehicles and explore the beaches of this coastal community that delimits the western and southern boundaries of the Crystal Coast. There are 3 seasonally open off-road vehicle ramps located within the town of Emerald Isle. These ramps include the Ocean Drive Dogleg Ramp, which is near mile marker 15 on Highway 58, the Black Skimmer Drive Ramp, which is across from the police department, and the Point Ramp, which is at the very end of Inlet Drive off Coast Guard Road. While a four-wheel drive vehicle is a great way to access multiple stretches of beach in this seasonal community that boasts a slow and remote atmosphere when the off-season rolls around, certain sections of the shoreline may be closed for endangered bird or sea turtle nesting. Beach driving in the town of Emerald Isle is allowed from September 15th until April 30th every year, with the exception of the 10-day period from the Friday prior to Easter and the Sunday 7 days following Easter, when applicable. In addition, beach driving is allowed from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. every day between September 15th until the first Saturday in November, and from the second Sunday in March to April 30th during daylight savings time. During standard time, from early November to early March, daily driving hours are between 5 a.m. until 7 p.m. In order to drive on the Emerald Isle beaches, an official Town of Emerald Isle beach driving permit is required for residents and visitors alike. So come on down this winter to partake in this exhilarating tradition of driving on the Crystal Coast beaches. And be sure to watch a video of this tradition on my website, www.eihomesforsale.com. If you liked what you learned about beach driving on the Crystal Coast, please subscribe to my channel below and return next week to the same bat channel at the same bat time of 9 a.m. on Thursday for another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist.